Matt White was a man like any other. He put his groceries in his cart one apple at a time, just like the rest of us. One night, while he was on his way back home after shopping at his local grocery store, he encountered a boy who would change his life forever. This brings us to today's unique story, which features a teen offered to carry a man's groceries for food, then his life changed forever. But before we start, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications bell to receive more fascinating videos. Matt White was a 30-year-old college graduate who studied the music business. Every week, he would go to the grocery store to pick up food and general supplies. His grocery store of choice was a Kroger located in an upper-class part of the otherwise poor area of Memphis, Tennessee. On this particular day, Matt went to the grocery store, paid for his items as usual, and started to walk towards the exit. As Matt was exiting the Kroger, a teenage boy started walking towards him. Matt noticed that the boy was alone and that he looked sort of sad and ashamed. The two strangers made eye contact, and a whole bunch of scenarios rushed through Matt's head. He wondered if this kid was a beggar, or if he just wanted to ask for directions. Then the boy opened his mouth and started to speak. The boy introduced himself as Chauncey Jones Black. He was 16 years old at the time, and he had traveled by bus to the rich people Kroger's, hoping that he would find someone who would let him work for food. Black was willing to work for his supper. He wasn't just asking for spare change. He needed to catch the last bus home in an hour, and he asked Matt for some sympathy. Chauncey Jones Black looked underweight. Matt later said that he looked ashamed, hungry, and broken. Chauncey told Matt that he would literally do anything for a bite to eat. He offered to carry Matt's groceries to the car for him in exchange for a box of donuts. Later, Matt said, "In my heart, I screamed a loud yes, but to him, I just chuckled and said, 'Yeah, dude, we'll get you some donuts.'" Matt White felt terrible for Chauncey Jones Black. He couldn't believe that this kid was in such rough shape that he was begging for a box of donuts. He wondered about his life and how he got to this point. Matt started asking Chauncey some questions. Chauncey said that he lived with his mother and that they didn't have very much money. All he had on him was a bus pass and the clothes on his back. The two strangers started walking towards the donuts. Matt got Chauncey a pack of donuts, but he felt that that wasn't enough. There was a boy here asking for his help, and he didn't just want to send him away with a box of sugary treats. Matt knew it wasn't his responsibility to feed Chauncey, but he liked that Chauncey was willing to work for what he was asking for. White saw this moment as an opportunity to help a kid in need. Matt and Chauncey continued to talk as they walked around the grocery store. Matt led Chauncey down different aisles, loading up his cart with all kinds of household staples, everything from cereal and snacks to produce, pasta, milk, toothpaste, and toothbrushes. Chauncey couldn't believe what was happening. He was thankful to Matt for helping him out in his time of need, and for doing it so casually, like it was no big deal at all. While the two strangers turned friends were talking, Matt poked more into Chauncey's personal life. He asked him how school was and how his mother was doing. When Matt recounted this story, he said, "All the while we talked, he told me how he was making straight A's in school and is trying to get a job to help his mom pay rent. This kid was amazing." While Matt and Chauncey were speaking, Chauncey kept referring to himself as poor. White knew that Chauncey didn't have a lot of money, but he noticed that poor was part of Chauncey's identity. Chauncey told Matt that his goal was to become a rich entrepreneur. Once he makes a fortune, he wants to give back to other people in his neighborhood and buy them groceries like Matt was doing for him. Matt paid for Chauncey's groceries. Chauncey thanked Matt, and Chauncey thought that was going to be the end of their interaction. Chauncey had to catch the last bus back home to get to his mother before she started to worry about him. Matt decided that he couldn't watch this kid try to carry all of his groceries home on a bus. Matt offered to drive Chauncey home. He was going to finish this thing that he started. Matt said, "I gave Chauncey Jones Black a ride home so that he didn't have to take the bus, and when we got to his house, I was truly humbled." Matt quickly realized that Chauncey wasn't exaggerating when he said he didn't have any food at home. Matt continued, "They had 2 lamps and nothing in their fridge, nothing. there was something else about Chauncey's house that particularly disturbed Matt. When Matt got to Chauncey's house, he met Chauncey's mother, Barbara. Matt noticed how kind and gracious Barbara was. She was genuinely thankful for what Matt did for Chauncey. Barbara also seemed to be fragile and in pain. Barbara had a condition that caused her to shake all the time. It made it difficult for her to get around on her own. Matt realized that there was more he could do to help this family. Before Matt could do anything else, he had to help Chauncey and Barbara unpack the groceries. Chauncey looked so happy to be home and to receive all of the groceries. Matt said that he looked like a kid again. The Blacks' refrigerator was now full, and Matt said goodbye to Chauncey and Barbara. He gave each of them a hug and headed out. Chauncey didn't know it yet, but that wouldn't be the last time he saw Matt White. After Matt left Chauncey's house, he couldn't get the Black family out of his head. He started asking around about Chauncey and his mother, and what he learned really troubled him. Apparently, these two were barely getting by on Barbara's disability checks. Chauncey hadn't bought new clothes in years. Matt realized that the groceries would only last for a week or so, and he wanted to make a real, lasting difference in the lives of these two people. Matt White lived a comfortable life. He had enough money to buy groceries and to afford his own place, but he didn't have enough to really make a lasting impact on Chauncey's life all by himself. Matt decided to use social media to reach out to others who could also help Chauncey. He shared the story about his encounter with Chauncey on Facebook, hoping to inspire others the way Chauncey had inspired him. Matt White hoped that all of the attention his Facebook post was getting would turn into tangible donations for Chauncey and his mother. Matt attached a GoFundMe page to his Facebook post so that people could donate to Chauncey's cause. The page included information about Chauncey's size and clothing and shoes, but it also included a video interview with Black where he talks about his life story. Viewers quickly fell in love with Chauncey and how motivated he is. All of that love translated into financial contributions to the GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe account was quickly picking up traffic. Donations kept coming in, and Matt and Chauncey were getting very excited. They started coming up with a plan for what they were going to do with all of the money. Matt wanted to raise enough money to get Chauncey a lawnmower so that he could earn some cash by cutting lawns in the summer. Then he would have some money when he started 10th grade in the fall. Matt's Facebook post kept picking up more traffic. It looked like this story was going to go viral. Total strangers started offering all kinds of things to Chauncey, including food, clothing, dental care, and even jobs. At this point, White's Facebook post was shared 14,000 times and commented on 3,500 times. White was starting to think that he should raise his goal on GoFundMe. Why stop at a lawnmower when he can get Chauncey a college education or even a new home? So we already know that the post got a lot of likes and shares, but exactly how much money did they raise? Well, eventually, $340,000 poured in for Chauncey and Barbara. Barbara was ecstatic. As a single mother who raised Chauncey on disability checks, this money was life-changing for her. Barbara said, "I did the best I could. The past few years, Chauncey has been taking care of me. He's a good boy. I couldn't ask for better." Matt turned the GoFundMe page into a whole movement that he called Chauncey's Chance. Pretty soon, all of the major news networks were talking about this story. People started recognizing Chauncey on the street. Chauncey told People magazine, "It's so awesome. My life has been completely changed. I can't go anywhere now without people recognizing me. They go, 'Oh my God, you're Chauncey.' And I'm like, 'Yes ma'am, I'm very happy and very grateful to everybody.'" Thank you for watching till the end. If you liked the video, please share it in your social networks and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.